TikTok, we got Titans IG, we got my IG, YouTube, and also Facebook as well. So do this every week at 2 p.m. Just getting the main screen set up. Get your questions ready. Be ready to go shortly.
All right, man. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1.
What's up, guys? This is Big Dru. This is Titan Lifestyle. Every Friday at 2 p.m. I do this. I talk about therapy of the week. I talk about two crazy topics I have to pick out for you guys. I talk about Titan events and my favorite part, questions and answers. So guys and girls, get your questions ready. I'll be answering questions throughout the whole show. So if you have anything that you want to ask me, just throw it up on. It'll come up on the board in front of me. I'll be able to pick it out, pick it apart for you guys and give you my best answer. I don't have answers for everything, but I try to give answers to my best of my knowledge, whether it's something I've used here at Titan or something I've heard of, or just, statistical facts on the stuff that we have here to have at Titan. Now, first and foremost, see who we have on here first. I always like to give my shout outs first. We got Hulk Squad on here. We got Strength Addicts. We got Aldo Garcia. We got Chan Cobra, Carlos, KC Boy, Iron Mike, Island Grace just joined. Shout out to Island Grace. We got a lot of people on right now. Just giving everybody a shout. Get your questions ready, guys and girls. Get your questions ready. I'll be here for the next hour or so. So anything you want to ask about Titan products, health, nutrition, training, anything you want to ask me at all, just shoot me a question. My favorite part of the show, and I'll try to get to everybody as soon as I can. First, let's get into the therapy of the week. Now, you guys are going to probably, I got a skull cap on right now, but you guys don't know I'm bald. I shaved my head. So this therapy of the week is, it's kind of crazy you have a bald guy talking about a hair health product. But hey, my beard stays full for a reason. So Titan Ultimate Hair Health Package. What is the Titan Health Ultimate Hair Health Package? It's basically something that's going to get your hair to grow thicker or get more follicles to come about. So in other words, if you're thinning up top or thinning anywhere, you apply this to the area. It'll actually thicken the hair and actually get the hair to regrow a little bit thicker. So if you're not too far gone yet up top and you want to save it a little bit, this is great. It comes in three. We have three therapies for this. One of them is injectable biotin. And biotin it's a complex B vitamin. It's injectable form. That's always good for hair, skin, and nails. That's in one of the packages. The next one is a vitalizing hair foam. It's minoxidil, finasteride, and all that stuff. So it's a cream, a topical cream that you would actually rub on to the areas that are thinning. So first you have the injectable biotin, then you have the hair health cream. The next thing we have is the Titan Hair Health capsules. They have biotin in it as well, palmetto, a lot of other things that'll help your hair grow thicker and more. So it comes in a capsule, the cream, and also the injectable. So if you're looking for the ultimate, that's why we call it the Ultimate Hair Health Package. Get this combo. Use all three together. You could use them. You can use them at the same time. You can use them separately. I would recommend using them all at the same time. Get the best bang for your buck if you're going to get all three. But yeah, you just apply it to the thinning areas, and it helps the hair grow back thicker. Once again, my hair is completely gone, so I'm not worried about it right now. But if I would have had this in my earlier stages when it was starting to thin out, I probably would have grabbed a little bit of it. But then again, my hair started going like early, like 19, 20, started thinning out. So yeah, it was real. Like a couple years after high school, my hairline looked like The Rock. It was going back and back. And finally one day I was like, I'll just shave my head. Been shaving my head ever since. So it is what it is. But yeah, if you guys want to get your hair to grow back thicker, ladies too, a lot of ladies thin. A lot of ladies don't like to talk about their hair thinning. A lot of ladies like to, sprout their bangs or do all kinds of things to the front of their hair to get, it's kind of like our version of a comb over. If a guy's going bald, he may comb it over. If a lady's going thinning up top, she may frizz out her bangs or have something covering it. So if ladies too, if you're having that problem, jump on the hair health package. Use it before you get too far gone and get the hair to come back thicker and fuller. And it's real hair too. It's not fake hair. It's not particles. We're not spraying or painting your head. It's real hair that's going to be coming back thicker and fuller. Any questions about that as well, shoot me the Q&A as we're doing this. We got Shauna Purcell's on here right now. She always has good questions. RB Bads, what is that? RB Dabzado. Sorry with the names. He's on here. Jay Hooks. Nicola's on here. Bruno. Mike from the gym. I like the handle. Mike from the gym's on here. St. Pete Mike. We know where he's from. Johnny Magnus is on here. Short and Sweet 79. She's on here. I think she asked some questions a couple weeks back as well. But yes, big shout out to everybody who's on here. I'll be on here for the next hour. Seth Jordan says, what's up? Jose Fernandez, I saw him last week as well.
Yeah, he's on YouTube all the time too.
Oh, yeah. Seth Jordan has a question. Minoxidil. Let me see if we get. Minoxidil will be good for growing hair. Yes, minoxidil is good for growing hair. That's why we have it in our hair health combo. It's one of the 3 that we have in there. The minoxidil is actually in the Titan cream with the finasteride. It's a topical thing. So yeah, definitely helps with hair growth. That's why we put all 3 in there for you. That Scarlett's on here. Shout out to Stacy, Titan in the building. Shout out to Stacy's on here as well. Yes, this is Titan Lifestyle. I do this every week. I talk about therapy of the week, talk about Titan events, Q&A, and 2 topics that I pick out, which I'll get into shortly. I just don't want to miss anybody on here. Victor, Muhammad, Reed Haysworth, that Scarlett, a lot of people on here right now. So yeah, we can jump into the first topic. First topic of the day is people are so worried about what they eat between Christmas and New Year when they should really be worried about what they're eating between New Year and Christmas. I hear this a lot. I hear it almost every year. I've been in training now for over 15 years, so I've heard everything. I always hear people talking about getting in shape. Oh, it's my New Year's resolution to get in shape and this and that, and it's great, but you need to live the lifestyle all the time. I made a decision to live the lifestyle all the time about 3 years ago. I was always into the gym and working out and getting big, but I made a decision to pretty much eat clean and change my diet about 3 years ago and haven't looked back ever since. So I'd encourage everybody to do the same thing. You're not going to get in shape or you're not going to stay in shape if every year right around Thanksgiving you say, yeah, I'm going to eat bad on Thanksgiving and I'm going to eat bad up until Christmas and then New Year's and then I'm going to shut it down. Usually what they do is they shut it down, which means they stop eating bad food. They eat clean for about a month or 2, then they fall right back into the thing. And then next year it's the same thing. And every year they say, yeah, I got to get better. I got to get better. I would suggest just finding foods that work best for you, that taste good, that are somewhat healthy, and just stick with those foods all the time. You have your cheat meals, you have your other meals, but if you're switching your food all the time, switching up food all the time, your body's never going to have a chance to adjust. And you're never going to really have like a system where everything becomes regular, where your sleep is regular, where using the bathroom is regular, where you're having a regular amount of water every day. Everything is regular, scheduled. That's where you should be at. And if you're always changing your diet, you're never going to get to that point. So rather than, it'd be better off for you to eat 80% clean, 20% bad all year, and then just have one terrible week at Christmas where you go crazy, then to do the flip side. You know, eat like crap all year long and then clean it up right after Christmas for a couple weeks to make your New Year's resolutions. Go to the gym for a month and then stop. It's bad. The gyms are flooded on New Year's Eve, are flooded New Year's Day. You're going to see a whole bunch of new people coming in with their towels and their water bottles, and they're so motivated. They last a month or 2, then they're out of there. Then you have the regulars like me and the other people I see in there that have been there diehard every week for years and years. Those are the people that are usually diehard with their diet, eating clean every week for years and years. So once again, if you want to eat clean all the time. That way, when you do cheat, you won't feel so bad about it. If you cheat 80% of the time, when you do eat clean, it's like, oh, it's such a big deal. It should be the other way around. It should be you're always eating clean, and it's a big deal if you cheat, not a big deal if you eat clean. So, yeah, always got to. With me, I pretty much eat clean probably 90% of the time. And then when I do want to go crazy, I may go get a pint of Ben & Jerry's and a whole thing of Oreos and slam it down in one sitting. And then I may not do that again for a month or 2 or 3. But I can get away with that because I eat clean pretty much all the time. Now, if I were to eat just those Oreos and that crappy food, ice cream, if I ate that 3 times a week for the whole year, I'd be a lot worse off than if I just eat it once every few months and rely on my, my metabolism, my clean dieting, and my working out and all that stuff too. So make it a lifestyle. If you're gonna make a change, make it a change to your life, not just a change for the month or the new year. Make a lifestyle change, and that way you can enjoy, the sweets and stuff here and there, and you won't feel as bad about it.
Who was it? You were John that said eat like a dog.
Yeah, I was saying eat like a dog. Basically, you have to eat like a dog. When you I've been saying this to my clients for years and years, and they don't understand. Some of them don't understand what I mean. When you eat like a dog, when you have a dog, when you first get the dog, you figure out what food works best for the dog. You may try, we tried this brand, we tried that brand, we tried dry food, wet food, we tried table food. You try all the different types of food. Once the dog gets the food it likes, it digests properly in his or her body, and it's becoming regular, where it's going out using the bathroom regular, you stick to that same food. Doesn't matter if you travel, it doesn't matter if you move, you find a store that has his or her food. You need to treat your body the same way. Find foods that you digest properly, that you could eat, that's not going to constipate you, that's going to, you can use the bathroom the same time every day, get on a schedule, and then just stick with those. So that way, if you have a cheat meal like some, McDonald's or some bad, sweets, your body may not react to it. It may feel a certain way, but once it's out of your system, it's out of your system. The problem is when you keep putting other stuff in. So if you had a dog, you feed it its dog food every single day, you send it with your friend because you're going out of town, your friend buys it a different brand of food, the dog has diarrhea the whole week, he's not going out, he's not doing what he's supposed to do, so treat your body pretty much the same way. Figure out which foods work best for you. And again, too, when you're eating these foods, just do trial and error. That's what I do with my body. Chicken, broccoli, rice sounds great on paper, but if I eat it, it destroys my stomach. So literally have trial and error with your body, a safe way where you can figure out foods, what works best for you and what digests properly. Because everything's about digestion. If you're not digesting properly, it doesn't matter what you're eating, it's just sitting there. Then you feel fat, but you're not. You just need to find food that's regular, eat like a dog, eat at the same time every day. We know it gets boring. Eat the same food every day. We know it gets boring. But when you look in the mirror or you step on the scale, that number or that look is not going to ever get boring. It's going to get better and better and better. So real quick tip about eating. Jump back in and see who's on. Short and sweet. Seth Jordan says not during the holidays. Yeah.
He agrees with you. What about just all the time?
Yeah. Short and sweet said, I've tried minoxidil, didn't help. How long were you using it for? Where did you try? I mean, if you don't mind me asking, where did you use it? How long did you use it for? Seth Jordan says, don't do the Sam Sulek diet. The thing is, a lot of time people hear about Sam Sulek. He's like one of the biggest YouTube bodybuilders now. Hasn't competed yet, but he's a huge guy. He's got like millions of followers. He's doing real well. Young kid. The thing with him is when I was his age, I was eating all that stuff too. And I looked up, ripped up just like that too, and had, everything too. Because you were younger. So when you're younger, you can kind of get away with stuff. Now, once I hit 40, it's kind of like, okay, I need to fight old age with eating clean. So now I don't eat the food I used to 10 years ago or 20 years ago. It has to be cleaner. So for Sam, if he can get away with it, he needs those calories. Hey, do it. It's not healthy. But if he needs to get 10,000 calories a day, the only way he can do it is to get some cheap burgers or whatever. It's not a healthy way to do it. I wouldn't advise him to do it, but I was there and I did it. I wouldn't go back and do it, but I did it. So again, whatever works for him. What works for him, the next guy or girl might try that and they might be 100 pounds overweight in a year because their body can't handle it. Again, he's a young guy. He's got a ton of muscle, fast metabolism. He works out hard so his body can handle it. Anybody else? Cruz.
We got a bunch of people coming in.
Brewer Cooks. Chris, we got Bill. We got Marty. We got Alex. Alexa. We got Richard Lifts. How does glutathione, looks like he's trying to say glutathione work. And then Seth is also saying glutathione works great. Glutathione is an injectable that we have here at Titan. It's basically like a super antioxidant. So anything that you've read about or Google search glutathione about the actual antioxidant is great. So in other words, if you have a crappy diet, if you drink a lot of alcohol, if you take a lot of pills, whether they're prescribed or not, if you take a lot of oral anabolic steroids illegally, which I don't advise you to do, but if you do that and you take a lot of it, your liver, your kidneys, everything is taxed and destroyed. So glutathione is very good for getting your levels back up. If you feel like you're going to get sick, this is how I use glutathione. If you feel like you're going to get sick and you don't want to get sick, you can blast the glutathione for a couple of days and knock out stuff before it comes. If you're going to travel and you don't want to get sick when you travel, even if you feel fine before you go, if you're like, I don't want to get sick, it's whether it's for work or a wedding or whatever, you can't afford to get sick, glutathione is great. So I usually take it 2-3 days, double dose before I leave, and sometimes I bring it with me. The thing is, when you travel with it, you have to have it stored in the cool. So bring it in a freezer pack or whatever on the plane. Make sure it stays cold. But yeah, it's great for that too. So basically, just a super antioxidant, and it's going to get everything functioning properly once it's been harshed from all the chemicals and everything like that. In bodybuilding, I know a lot of guys use it to take a lot of orals because it helps with that. But yeah, glutathione has a lot of good benefits. And if you Google glutathione, and you're looking up glutathione, you're reading all this stuff on it. We're talking about Titan Medical's glutathione. We're talking about doctor prescribed from a U.S. licensed pharmacy glutathione. We're not talking about capsules that you can order from some website. We're not talking about research peptide companies or places. We're talking about actual real glutathione from a doctor. So if you've tried it before and it hasn't worked, try it the legit way, through a medical provider. Make sure it's prescribed by your doctor. Make sure it's legit, and then tell me, how it affects you. Glutathione will also get your blood work looking a little bit better too. If your blood work's in the tank because of whatever you do, it can get your levels to jump up slightly. Does Titan participate in insurance? No, Damien. Sorry, we don't take insurance. We have a lot of different reasons why we don't take insurance, but no, we do not take insurance. But we service all 50 states. Actually, Damien, right now, if you call today, you can get a $25 doctor visit today. This is something that's been going on for the week. Today is the last day, so this is perfect. It's a good question you have, Damien, right now, because right now we're offering only $25 doctor visits. So what does that mean? When people go with Titan, like, yeah, I want to be with Titan, I just don't feel like paying and everything to sign all up and do the visits. It's only $25 right now. So, I mean, for the month, that's less than $1 a day. So if you call right now, 727-389-3220, we'll honor that $25 doctor's visit. So if you don't have insurance, that's a perfect time to jump in there. For $25, will get you in the door, get you set up, and get you on the books, and get you with the medical providers, and get you rolling here at Titan. So call right now. We'll honor it today, I believe, to the end of the day, for only $25 for your first visit. Richard Lifts just say he just got sick. He's wondering on something to boost me up. Yeah, glutathione for sure. The thing with glutathione too is if you get it prescribed, it'll say whatever it says on your bottle is how you could take it. But it's kind of like a vitamin. So if a vitamin bottle says take one, you could take two. So I'm not sure how much we give in our UV bags here, our IV drip. So another thing you could do too is you could actually come by the office here. We're located in downtown Tampa. If you come by the office, you can get a glutathione bag. So if you have to travel and you don't want to take the glutathione with you and do your shots, you could actually come in. We can give you a concoction. We can put glutathione. We can put other stuff in there and just give you an intravenous bag right before you leave town. Or if you guys are super, super hungover and you got to get to work and you drank a little bit too much, girls drank a little bit too much, we have a bag that can actually help with that too. So call the office, just literally just let the medical providers know, hey, I was out drinking too much. I need something to, get my electrolytes and get my potassium and all my levels and everything back. I need to feel better. We have something for that too. So just call the office, 727-389-3220. We're like a one-stop shop. We got everything down here. Seth Jordan says you can only do it for so long. He will run into health issues, 6 months on scalp. So Short and Sweet said she used, I believe she was minoxidil. She said she used 6 months on her scalp. She said she didn't really get anything from it. Last thing I will have is, for Short and Sweet, is where did you get it from? I mean, I'm not asking, if you got it from a friend or whatever. But basically, did you get it doctor prescribed through a medical provider? That's the last thing. I always like to hear when I hear about people taking things and they say they didn't work. If we have a lot of things here at Titan that other people have tried on their own. And I've heard that, it doesn't work, it doesn't do this. But chances are they got it from a place that wasn't reputable, or it wasn't, the dosing wasn't properly, or they didn't take it the right way. So I always like to make sure people are getting what they're paying for, taking it the right way, and then we can determine, maybe a better solution for you, or maybe the combo, taking 3 as well, might help. That Jordan says, great for when you're sick, also for liver and kidney health as well. Very important. Very important. He's talking about glutathione. Does it make your skin white? Yes, it actually can make your skin white. Seth Jordan is referring to glutathione. It doesn't make it white. It just makes it more pale. But the thing is, if you take it how you're supposed to take it, that won't happen. In other words, if whatever it says on the bottle, your medical provider told you to take it, that's how you take it. You won't have that problem. It can make your skin white if you quote unquote bleach your skin, if you take a whole bottle or something that I would never advise someone to do. So in mega doses, I'm not even sure how this came about, but in mega dosage, it can make your skin lighter. So I know certain people, artists or performers or whatever, they may do mega doses of it to make their skin lighter. I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm not going to lie and say it doesn't make your skin paler if you take massive doses. Take it the right way, you won't have any of those problems. Let's see what else we got on here. Eagle, Vintage, Mr. Darrell, Malice, Treyu, who else we got on here? Elliot. Treyu says, yeah, expose those corrupt doctors who recommend stuff that doesn't work. Exactly. I'll expose anybody. Anybody that recommends stuff that doesn't work, I will definitely expose them if it's a legit exposure. So yeah. I'm not sure what he's referring to, but what I'm referring to is when people order stuff online from a place that's not a doctor's office, it says no prescription necessary. It's usually really cheap, so that's red flag. The labeling is red flag. There's no testing on it. It's, they have super sales with a buy one, get two free. That's red flag. So that's what I see when I see, not so much doctors or people recommending to buy certain stuff off these shady websites. What's the best for mass and strength? Well, I would recommend HRT for anybody, whether they're trying to get strong or not. So if you get your blood work done and your testosterone is low and you qualify for testosterone, the medical provider will write you a prescription for testosterone on the doses they think will be good for you. After that's in check, I would throw in MK677, definitely. While you can get it, it's still available now. As you guys know, some of you guys know that peptides won't be available. They might not be available in the near future. So MK677 along with HRT is the absolute best thing you could take for straight up mass here at Titan Medical Center. If you wanted to add on to that, you could take IGF-1 with the HRT, but then you wouldn't be able to do the MK because you don't want to take MK and IGF at the same time. But if I were to choose one thing along with HRT for straight mass, it would definitely be MK677. You're going to eat like crazy. You're going to grow like crazy. And yeah, it's going to be crazy. IGF is good too. Yes, IGF's also good. But for me personally, when I did along with HRT, MK677 by itself, and another time I took IGF by itself in terms of mass, strictly mass and strength, the MK677 gave me more mass and strength. And when I was taking the IGF, we have 3 different dosages. I was taking the IGF at the higher dosage that we have here. So it wasn't like I was taking a small amount. I was taking a decent amount. My body looked great. I got leaner. I looked great. I looked better. But in terms of sheer mass and strength, nothing compares to HRT and MK677.
Should be it for now. You want to jump on the topic?
Yeah, let's jump into the next topic. Next topic is kind of crazy because when I first heard about it, someone said, and I was like, it's not true. And then had to go look everything up and found out it was true. So if you guys aren't familiar with what Plan B is a contraceptive. It's basically a morning after pill. If you go out, have sex unprotected, you can make sure you don't want to get pregnant. So the next day, the woman could buy the pill. She takes the pill, and then now she doesn't get pregnant. So it's basically like, a Plan B, an ultra alternative. Plan B is the main label that sells it, but the active ingredient can also be sold under different names. So in other words, if you go to CVS, they may have a CVS brand, they may have a Plan B brand, blah. So that's basically what Plan B is. If a woman doesn't want to get pregnant after having unprotected sex, she takes this and then she doesn't have to worry about it. But there is a catch. If you weigh 155 pounds or more, or have a BMI of 30 or higher, it's less effective. So another reason why keeping your health in check, eating the right foods, not getting overweight, it's not just to look good. It's not just to have, a healthy look. Your life is going to change in every sense. It's going to be easier to move around. It's going to be easier to get a job. It's going to be easier to live longer. And now Plan B is less effective. The more you weigh, the less effective it is. Now, it says it may be less effective if you weigh 155 pounds. Obviously, they're talking about women here. 155 pounds for a woman, it used to be like a heavier woman, but now, I'm in the fitness industry, but I'm trying to look outside of that to regular people that I would see out walking around or at the grocery store. 155 pounds is like a goal weight for a lot of these women. I mean, it's sorry to say that at this point. Now it's different if you're, if you're an athlete. I know women that's 190 pounds with flat stomachs, like flat. They're athletes. They work out. They have muscle. That's different. I'm talking about for the average person, 155 pounds is pretty much most women. I mean, if you look at the average weight, I'm not sure if Art could pull it up, but if you look at the average weight of the average woman right now in 2024 in the U.S., the average woman is obese. So think about it. The average woman is obese. The average weight of a woman, and this is according to 2021, so I'm sure there's a newer one that's maybe even a couple more pounds more than that. So, I mean, the average weight of a woman in 2021 was 170 pounds. I'm going to see if I can get one for 2024 or 23. Let me see. Yeah, so pretty much,
170 looks like.
yeah, so 170 pounds is the average weight of a woman. Now, athletes are always different. Every time I go on here, I have one of my female friends that's a bodybuilder, or one of them is like, hey, what do you mean? I'm like, look, you're good. You have abs. You have no fat. It's okay. We're talking about people that don't necessarily work out. The average woman is 170 pounds. That's average. Now, I think it could be even higher than that. If you look at the average ethnicities, those are different too. So I know I think the average black woman is 180. I think the average Hispanic is 160. I think the average Asian, I think, is 125, 130. There's a lot of differences, but basically, you're already 15 pounds over the maximum weight you could be for Plan B to be effective. So that pretty much means the average woman in the U.S., Plan B is less effective. So that just tells you that in the weight, people's weights are going up and up and up. It's not just women, too. I mean, obviously, we're not going to be talking about men here because we're talking about Plan B. But men is too. I mean, the weight is, when you walk into a store nowadays, there's more overweight people than not. If you look at videos from the 1950s and 60s, black and white videos, you'll see the whole city walking up and down the street, not a single person out of shape. And if there is, they're known as the fat guy or the fat girl. Now, you're known as the skinny guy because you're just in shape. It's obscene. But yeah, so ladies, even more reason to keep your weight in check. Again, this is going off of a BMI of 30 or higher. So if you have a lot of muscle and a lot less body fat, this doesn't necessarily apply to you. It's basically, your body mass index. So yeah. Just imagine, I mean, if you weigh 170 pounds, if you weigh 155 and it's less effective, there's plenty of women that's 255 and higher. Plenty. So you're already 100 pounds past the maximum limit for it to work. So now you have a whole nother issue. And then on top of that too, I mean, that's a whole nother show, a woman being pregnant weighing 250 pounds, 300 pounds, as opposed to 120, 130 pounds. That's more risk for the baby. So yeah, keep your weight in check. I just thought that was interesting. There's 3 different, real quick, not just Plan B. Let me see, there's one other one on here. There's one called Ella. It's a pill. It's a pill called Ella. Yeah, I have it here on my it's called Ella. And Ella is, the weight limit on Ella is up to 195 pounds. And it says when taken within 5 days. Plan B or next choice, which is the same thing. The weight limit on that is 150 pound up to 155. So anybody out there any ladies out there that's 155 pounds and you're not an athlete with low body fat, then you're at risk. The BMI limit on that is up to 30. So when it comes to Ella, there's no BMI limit. So you have to think, if there's no BMI limit and the maximum weight you can weigh is 195, with that pill, it doesn't even matter if you're in shape or not. It's just going strictly off the weight because the BMI, there's no limit on it. The only one that matters is if you're in shape is Plan B. Plan B is up to 30. So basically, if you're a woman who's overweight, I'm not a doctor at all. I'm just literally reading this. I'm just saying what I see. So this isn't my medical advice. I don't, from reading this, it seems like if a woman was overweight, Plan B would be the most effective thing she could take, but only up to 155 pounds. So, and then there's other ones too on here They don't have weight limits. So the IUD, no weight limit. The combination of birth control pills, no weight limit, no BMI. So if you want to go with the pill route of the next day of or whatever, it will be Plan B or the other two. But some of them aren't going to work at all. So, I mean, again, more reason to keep your health in check, more reason to keep your weight in check. And if you are a bigger girl, bigger lady, and you weigh heavier, and you don't have a high BMI and you're healthy, this doesn't apply to you. So I don't want any women. Last time I did something like this, I had like 4 or 5 of my friends on here like, so what are you saying? I'm like, man, come on. You have abs, you have a six-pack, you have definition everywhere, you're good. Like, so this is just for obese people. See if we have any other questions on here. Any questions about the topics? We got Big Frog on here, Dwayne's on here. Those hunger spikes with MK, yes, definitely. MK677, someone asked earlier about what's the best thing they could take for just sheer mass and size and strength. MK, but you will definitely eat everything in your house. So if you have a problem eating, only buy clean food. Or if you have a real problem eating, take it at nighttime before you go to bed. If you go back under the comments, the last page you were at real quick, Art, I think I saw something on there. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, no, I thought it was a question. It was just 2 different people logging in.
You got some haters on Wisconsin in the house.
Wisconsin.
What's the IG Live?
IG Live, we're on Facebook. IG, we're on Instagram and my IG as well.
At Titan Medical.
At Titan Medical. Not Titan Medical Center, just at Titan Medical. Let's see what else we got on here.
Broward and B Ward.
B Wards.
That's it for now.
That's pretty much it for now.
Yep.
Let's jump a Titan event. We got the Festivals of Speed coming up in Vinoy Park. That's going to be January 21st. Vinoy Park, downtown St. Pete. Outdoor park, great setting, right in the city, right along the water. There's going to be plenty of cars, plenty of Bugattis, McLarens, Lamborghinis, all kinds of high-end cars, motorcycles. There'll be a fleet of different Mustangs, old school, new school, big cars, small cars, jacked up trucks, family event. Come by. We'll bring the fleet out there. We'll crank up the Lambo, and we'll crank up the C8 for you guys to hear. We know you guys love hearing the engine. So come by the booth. Make sure you hit the iPad. Make sure you guys get your emails. You can get a free T-shirt, free picture with the cars. Maybe talk it up with us for a little bit. I'll be there as well. So if you want to come by and get a picture with me or talk to me about anything, Titan events or anything, therapies or what's going on, I love stuff like that. Yeah, Nick Anderson, he came out to the last one in Orlando. I told him I'd let him know about this one. So Nick Anderson, if you're going to come out, come by to the one in St. Pete. Bring the kids like you did last time. It's a great time. So
We got tickets too.
we got tickets too. So if you guys need tickets, let me know. That's pretty much it for this week, guys. Titan Lifestyle. I'll be back next week at 2 p.m. Get your questions ready, my favorite part of the show. Make sure you check us out on TikTok. Make sure you check us out on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. We're all over the place. And also check us out on the podcast. If you want to listen to me and not stare at my face and just hear what I have to say, check a Titan Medical podcast as well. Also hit the bell on YouTube so you're notified of videos just like this so you can never get tired of me or John. John should be back next week. Shout out to John, Pete, and Sharice. Hope you're enjoying your vacay. I'll be back next week.